BBC News with Sue Montgomery. The United Nations has condemned as absolutely unacceptable attacks on two of its bases in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo that have left one peacekeeper and two members of the UN police dead. The Congolese government says 12 of its nationals died in the clashes in Goma and Butembo. Jason Stearns from the US-based Congo Research Group says the UN mission has become the focus of widespread dissatisfaction in the DRC.
The UN is a convenient target for a lot of the frustrations. They see thousands of UN peacekeepers. The UN peacekeeping budget for the Congo is $1 billion a year. That's twice as large as the entire Congolese armies. They see UN peacekeepers going around in air-conditioned vehicles with a lot of resources, and they ask themselves, with all the resources of the world, with soldiers from around the world, why can't they bring an end at least to some of the violence?
A senior official in the government of the Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban has resigned, comparing his recent comments on race to the Nazi era. Zsuzsa Egedus said she had no choice but to step down. With more details, here's Nick Thorpe in Budapest.
A fierce critic of immigration into Europe, Mr Orban has spoken of race before. But this time he went further in scripted remarks, contrasting what he called the mixed-race world of Western Europe with Hungarians, who, he said, mix only with other Europeans. The resignation of Zsuzsa Egedus, a prominent sociologist and personal friend who's stood by him for 20 years, is a painful and public blow to a Prime Minister who maintains unquestioning loyalty in his party. In a written response, Viktor Orban categorically denied that his remarks were racist.
The White House says China has heightened tension with its rhetoric against a proposed visit to Taiwan by the Speaker of the US House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi. Beijing said on Monday it had issued forceful warnings to the Biden administration over the plans. The sharp diplomatic exchange comes as President Biden prepares to speak by phone with his Chinese counterpart. Russia has said it will withdraw from the International Space Station after 2024, ending 2 decades of cooperation with the US and other countries. The new head of Roscosmos said its agency would build its own orbiting station. A former NASA astronaut who commanded the ISS, Leroy Chiao, said the announcement should be taken with some scepticism.
The statements today is mostly posturing because Russia really has no other choice. The United States brought Russia into the ISS program. The U.S. funded all the activities and all the construction in Russia. Even so, it took them 6 or 7 years to build the core module. Nothing's going to happen anytime soon unless they want to walk away from their own human spaceflight program.
World News from the BBC. An emergency meeting of European Union energy ministers has agreed to reduce usage of natural gas by 15% because of fears that Russia could cut off supplies entirely. Only Hungary opposed the deal. The reduction is voluntary and some countries may be given exemptions. Ceremonies have been taking place in Croatia to open a long-awaited bridge that links two parts of the country. The Pelješac Bridge will allow vehicles to drive between two major cities without needing to pass through Bosnia. Here's Guy Deloney.
The bridge stretches for almost 2.5 kilometres across the Adriatic Sea, and a Croatian-made Rimac electric sports car made the first official crossing. Neighbouring Bosnia feared the bridge would block access to its only seaport at Neum, but at 55 metres tall, it simply eliminates the need to make two border crossings to drive from Split to Dubrovnik.
The Supreme Court in Pakistan has set aside the controversial election of the Prime Minister's son, Hamza Shahbaz, as Chief Minister of Punjab province. It handed a victory to the opposition candidate Chowdhury Pervez Elahi. The judges ruled the Deputy Speaker had been wrong to discount 10 votes cast for Mr Elahi. Mexico says it's recovered more than 2,000 pre-Columbian artefacts that had been in a private collection in Spain. President Andrés Manuel López Obrador said the country's stolen heritage was returning home. Football. England are through to the final of the Women's European Championship after beating Sweden 4-0. They'll take on either Germany or France at Wembley on Sunday. These children watched the match in a fan park near the stadium.
I think the game was amazing. I really enjoyed it.
Good. 4-0 okay.
I think they all did good. They all smashed it and hopefully we'll be able to smash the finals.
BBC News.